والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. وقل رب زدني علما. قال الإمام النووي رحمه الله تبارك وتعالى ونفعنا بعلومه في الدارين. قال وعنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من مر في شيء من مساجدنا أو أسواقنا ومعه نبل فليمسك أو ليقبض على نصالها بكفه أن يصيب أحد من المسلمين منها شيء. متفق عليه. So continuing with the chapter of the showing of reverence and observing the sanctity of the Muslims and observing their hukuk and showing kindness and mercy to them. Also in this context of the hadith of Abu Musa radiallahu ta'ala anhu, narrated from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, something to this effect, that whoever happens to enter and pass by any of our masjids or any of our marketplaces, and he happens to have with him arrows. Now obviously the arrows, in those days, today, people have pistols and rifles and machine guns, etc. But in that time, people used to have swords and they used to have bows and arrows. And so the arrows had very sharp tips, and those arrows used to be in their quiver, and they used to pass through, and sometimes they might be in such a way that they might actually strike somebody. So Nabi Sallallahu mentioned to save those arrows from actually causing any harm to anyone. If you happen to come into the masjid, passing by through the masjid or through the marketplaces, so you should put your hand on the tips of those arrows, so that the sharp part of the arrow would be in your hand, and so that it wouldn't, cause any difficulty to Muslims. So basically, this is just further illustrating the fact that any type of, as we say, adhiya, any type of discomfort or problem or difficulty or affliction to any Muslim is something very magnanimous in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to abstain from that and be cognizant of that. And having said that, so one thing is afflicting somebody with the tip of the arrow or the tip of the sword. A much heavier infliction is inflicted by the tip of the tongue. And so if we have to keep our hands in the physical pointed and destructive instruments, so this instrument here is more destructive than all of those put together. So we need to keep a hand and a control on that as well. May Allah give me and all of us tawfiq. Ameen thumma ameen. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.